The afternoon sun dappled through the leaves. It cast dancing shadows on the park bench. Young Liam and Chloe sat there, enjoying a moment of peace. They had just finished their school day. Liam was watching a small bird. It was pecking at seeds on the ground. Its beak was perfectly shaped for the task. He turned to Chloe, a thoughtful look on his face. "Chloe," he began, his voice quiet. "I've been wondering something about animals. How do they all get so different and so good at what they do?"
Chloe smiled. She always enjoyed Liam's curious questions. She found the world of nature utterly fascinating. "That's a brilliant question, Liam," she replied warmly. "It's all about something called evolution."
Liam tilted his head. "Evolution," he repeated. "I've heard of it, but it seems so complicated, like a really difficult puzzle. Can you explain it simply? I often get a bit lost with the big ideas from our science lessons, you see. It would be lovely to understand it a bit better."
"I can certainly try," Chloe said, her eyes lighting up. "Imagine it like this. Long, long ago, animals started out very simple. Over enormous stretches of time, tiny changes happened. Think ages and ages, much longer than we can easily picture. These weren't sudden, magical transformations. Instead, they were small steps, one after another. Each little alteration, if it helped an animal survive or have babies, might be passed on. It's a slow, unfolding story, written into the very fabric of life itself, a truly remarkable process."
Liam listened intently, his brow furrowed in concentration. So tiny changes, he mused. And these changes help them. But how does a small change help a whole type of animal? And how does it get passed on? It still feels a bit like magic. Does it happen to all animals at the same time? Or just some? I suppose I'm trying to picture it in my mind. It's a bit like watching a cloud slowly change its shape, perhaps, but over many, many years. Is that sort of the idea, Chloe? Liam's eyes widened a little. "Oh, I think I see," he exclaimed. "So the giraffes that could reach the food better had more babies, and their babies also had longer necks. So slowly, all the giraffes started to have longer necks, because those were the ones that survived and passed on their features. It wasn't that one giraffe stretched its neck and it grew. It was about which ones were born with a tiny advantage. That makes much more sense than what I first thought. It's quite clever, really, how nature works."
"That's a good way to start thinking about it, Liam," Chloe encouraged. "Let's take giraffes, for example. They are such magnificent creatures, aren't they? Millions of years ago, the ancestors of giraffes didn't have such incredibly long necks. Some giraffes in a group might have been born with slightly longer necks than others. This is just natural variation. You see it in people too. Some are taller, some are shorter. It's the same with animals. These small differences are key. They are the starting point for grand changes over vast timescales, a testament to life's adaptability. Now imagine there wasn't much food on the lower branches of trees," Chloe continued. "Those giraffes with the slightly longer necks could reach higher leaves. They could eat more food. Because they could eat more, they were healthier. They were stronger. This meant they had a better chance of surviving. They also had a better chance of having baby giraffes. It's a simple connection, really. Access to food often means a better chance at life. This advantage, however small, could make all the difference in the struggle for existence. A truly fascinating mechanism at play." "And here's the important part," Chloe explained, her voice gentle. "If the slightly longer neck was something that could be passed from parents to their babies, then their offspring might inherit that trait. So more baby giraffes would be born with slightly longer necks. Over many, many generations, thousands and thousands of years, this process continued. Each generation, those with the most helpful neck length for reaching food did better. The ones with shorter necks found it harder. It's a slow, steady pressure shaping life." Chloe nodded. "Yes, absolutely. Our ancestors millions of years ago were very different from us. They didn't walk upright like we do. They couldn't use tools in the sophisticated ways we can, or speak complex languages. These changes also happened incredibly slowly. For instance, learning to walk on two legs freed up hands. This allowed for carrying things, for making tools, for gesturing. Each step was a significant milestone. It's important to remember that evolution takes an immense amount of time," Chloe emphasized. "We're not talking about a few years or even a few hundred years. We are talking about millions, sometimes hundreds of millions of years. The Earth is incredibly old. Life has been changing and adapting for a vast period. It's a timescale that's hard for our minds to truly grasp." but the rocks beneath our feet hold fossils. These are clues like snapshots from the deep past. They show us the long, slow journey of life on our planet. It's a story of persistence.
And what about us humans? Liam asked, his curiosity growing. Have we changed too? It's strange to think about humans evolving.
Exactly, Liam. You've got it, Chloe said, pleased. It's called natural selection. Nature selects the features that are most helpful. Let's think about birds. There are so many different kinds of birds, aren't there? And they have all sorts of different beaks. Some have short, strong beaks for crushing seeds. Others have long, thin beaks for sipping nectar from flowers. Some have sharp, hooked beaks for tearing meat. This variety is truly astonishing. Each beak is perfectly suited to the bird's diet and its way of life, a marvel of adaptation. These different beaks didn't just appear overnight, she went on. Just like with the giraffes, it happened over a very, very long time. Imagine a group of ancient birds. Some might have had beaks that were slightly better for one type of food. If that food was plentiful in their home, those birds would thrive. They would have more chicks, and their chicks would likely inherit those helpful beaks. Over countless generations, these small differences led to the amazing variety of beaks we see today. Each one is a specialized tool, honed by millennia of evolution. What an incredible journey for each lineage. That sounds like a wonderful idea, Liam, Chloe replied, her own curiosity rekindled by their conversation. There's always more to discover, more to marvel at in the natural world. Evolution is such a fundamental idea. It helps us understand the beautiful diversity of life all around us, from the tiniest microbe to the great forests. It shows us how interconnected everything is, and how life has this incredible ability to adapt and change. It truly is a journey of endless wonder, and who knows what we might learn next on this amazing path of discovery.
I really want to find out more now, Liam declared, his eyes shining with newfound interest. It doesn't seem so scary or complicated when you explain it like that. It's actually incredibly interesting. Perhaps we could watch one of those nature documentaries together sometime. The ones that show all the different animals and how they live. Or maybe there's a good book at the library we could find. I feel like there's a whole universe of things I didn't know I wanted to know until just now. It's quite exciting, isn't it?
Chloe smiled, sharing his enthusiasm. It really is, Liam, she agreed. And what we've talked about is just the very beginning. There's so much more to learn about evolution. Scientists are discovering new things all the time. They study fossils, they look at DNA, the instruction manual inside every living thing. It's like a huge, fascinating detective story, trying to piece together the history of life on Earth. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the largest whale, has its own evolutionary tale. Each one is a testament to this extraordinary process.
Liam leaned back, looking up at the sky through the leaves. Wow, Chloe, he said, a note of awe in his voice. My mind is kind of blown. It's so much bigger and more amazing than I ever thought. It's not just random changes, it's about what helps animals survive in their world. And it happens over such a long, long time. Thinking about those giraffes and the birds' beaks, and even our own ancestors. It makes everything seem connected. It's like a giant unfolding story. I feel like I've just peeked through a tiny keyhole.